Hi Sagittarius, and thank you for joining me and welcome to this reading for December 2016. This is the last reading for the year and I'm so excited that you guys could be here with me. In the sidebar you see me shuffling and picking these cards out. It's just easier to do it that way, but I know some of you like to see it, so I took the extra step to format the video fancy like. Anyway, hope you guys are doing well. You guys are really wonderful friends of mine. I have so many wonderful, artistic, creative Sagittarian friends, and this year reminded me of that in a big way. So thank you guys to all of you for being here. Let's take a look at the astrology. It's just a quick overview. If you're interested in taking a deeper look with me at the astrology, follow me on the live vlogs at 8 a.m. where I explain everything every day. They're taped so you can watch it whenever. So let's take a look at the chart. The main action is actually happening in your second house. And one thing that I learned this year is that I'm a lot of Sagittarius because Pluto's in my second house right now. So we're going to have a pretty good money month this month. So yes, Mercury moves into your second house, really improving communication around money issues. Then we see Venus move into your third house, communicating love and maybe even communicating with a loved one somewhere, because the moon, Mars is in the third house as well, between the 8th and the 19th. On the 19th, Mars moves into Pisces in your fourth house, really rehashing your home, improving things, but shaking things up as well. It's always a sensitive transit here in the fourth house right now for you because Neptune and Chiron, slow moving aspects, are still in there rehashing where you are hurt. Your new moon happens in the seventh house of partnership. Woo woo. So you're going to see some relationship culminate or maybe finish up if it's time to do so. That's going to happen on the 13th of December, and you can look forward to that. The energy overwhelmingly will be positive. There is a mystic rectangle supporting this full moon, so that means that there's positive energy coming through your 11th house of friendship, your first house of personality, and your fifth house of romantic relationships. So expect everything happening in your partnership house to be positive, but if it is time to let a relationship go, most likely it will be very copacetic and agreeable. So we mentioned Mars in the fourth house. That's done on the 19th of December. On the 21st, the sun moves into Capricorn, beginning a whole month of material wealth for you, just coming in, being productive, getting things done. So congratulations with that. There's a new moon on the 28th in Capricorn, so beginning new cycles of financial wealth. And then also on the 20th, Mercury goes retrograde, so for about a 3-week time. Unfortunately, this time around, it's not a good time to sign contracts, anything to do with money. Watch out, because you don't want to put that extra pressure on that part of your life. Even more so because Mercury is in conjunction with Pluto, so that can really send things off in a weird direction. Pluto has a way of doing that. So that's it. That's your astrology minute. And now let's move into a general reading, and then I'll put off the love reading for the latter part of the show. The general reading is based around wishes because, of course, December is the month of wishes. It's New Year's, it's Christmas, it's a bunch of other holidays that people celebrate. It's the culmination of the year. So we're wondering about what the next year will bring and what this year has brought us, and try to put us amid all those different expectations and feelings. So it's definitely a wish month. This is a general overview for this wish month of December, and hopefully your wishes come true, Sagittarius. Your first card here is from the Tarot of Gaia Dreams. I always mess up that name. So we have 7 of water, so it's the imagination, allowing your imagination to flow freely, setting out the goldfish into the universe. This reminds me of one of my meditations on my meditation channel where fish swim up to you. I think it's like the baby memory regression one. You guys should check it out. But it's setting out your wishes into the universe, just like goldfish swimming away. Embrace them, believe that they are there to be true. You have an awareness about things, whether you are aware of it or not. Sorry for the bad pun, but there is a third eye. Open consciousness and connect with the universe, activate your truth, and make sure that you have as much of that positive vibe coming in. Here is a message from the Doreen Virtue Goddess Guidance Oracle. I've had this deck for 20 years. So this is the first Oracle deck I ever got. My brother got it for me for Christmas, probably 20 years ago. So this is Sarasvati, the arts. And so here we have express yourself through creative activities. So you have this encouragement on you this month, Sagittarius, to express yourself creatively. And this is a wonderful month to do that. We do have that Venus transit in Aquarius in your third house. So it's a wonderful time to do that. Mars will be in your third house as well until the 19th of December. So you have a lot of opportunity to make cool new things there. Here we go. So let's take a look at the Mariel Tarot. Definitely one of my favorite decks of the year. I actually bought 2 of the original paintings. The first message is that of justice. So Libra. Jupiter's in Libra in your 11th house. That's the house of friendships. So your friendship situation should be balancing out, and maybe some other circumstances as well. You have definitely some dreams and ideas coming through your mind, but you're really hoping for some kind of fairness to come in with regard to a situation. The Justice card is saying that you definitely are going to be on the footsteps of achieving that if you just take the time and the steps to embrace it, Sagittarius. Also, Libra people might come into your life to help facilitate an overwhelming sense of balance. Please welcome them in, make them feel comfortable. They are your friends and here to support you. The next card is, so here we have the Fool, new beginnings. So big cards right off from the beginning of the reading. So we have Justice and the Fool. So maybe for you, this is the mark of a new beginning, breaking new ground in new directions, having your voice heard, being recognized for the wonderful work you produce. One of my favorite Sagittarians that I know is from Australia. He lives in Australia, but he's a wonderful artist who I met here in Vancouver, and he actually inspired me to get back into art. He's an architect by trade, but he's an amazing painter, and he was just such a huge influence on me in my life. I spent, I think, 4 years hanging out with him on a regular basis. We worked together, but we became much more than that. We became really good friends, and he really taught me a lot. We talked about philosophy a lot, and so whenever art comes up around Sagittarians, I always think of him because he's so talented. Martin, if you're watching this, I love you so much, and I miss you so much too. Anyway, the last card that we see coming up for Sagittarians are the Three of Discs. And so the Three of Discs represents wealth and money, and also applying work to achieve a job well done. The North Node is actually in your 10th house of career, and will be here for the next few months anyway. It's been doing a long transit of this house for you now. The Three of Discs is saying that you're applying yourself thoroughly and receiving the rewards of the efforts that you've put in. Of course, all those transits in your second house in Capricorn is going to contribute to wonderful outcomes. You're going to be recognized for the work that you put into things, and you are going to be successful in the things that you achieve. You may actually even find people with whom to work on a project to collaborate and produce something new. This is maybe a bit of a tangent from the way that you do normal projects, and so this will be an exciting opportunity for you to try something new and expand your way of doing things in new directions. That was really slick. Sorry, my candle went out, and I don't like reading without a candle. So here is a message from the Tarot of Dreams. So here we have the Three of Wands. So there's things coming in for you now, Sagittarius. There's definitely support coming to you from afar. Uranus is in your 5th house of relationships. It's going direct on the 30th. I forgot to mention, this will improve your relationships with boyfriends and girlfriends, and maybe even some things come in. This coincides with this card because this is Sun in Aries, so you're going to have this positive energy coming in. Aries and Sagittarius are sister signs. They're both within the modality of fire, so they really connect well together. So the Three of Wands has energy coming in and bringing help and support to you in whatever you have been waiting for. It looks like this dude's sitting naked here on the bench, and the ship's coming in, so I don't know if he's like he's like stuck on an island, if he in some way has become shipwrecked, but now he has what he's been waiting for coming through? Or is it coming through the clouds as a false prophecy, or the dream, or the ideal? To me, the Three of Wands always does represent tangible payoff coming in. And we have the Three of Discs here and the Three of Wands, a really productive energy. The universe is built on tertiary patterns, so three-part patterns, and so this is no different. So very nice, auspicious number, and very good outlook for December so far. The next message for the Tarot of Dreams, we have the Palace of Wands. This is your home. This is the beautiful creative home that you create, that is full of warmth and new opportunity. Maybe you have to change your home in order to realign yourself with your spirit, with regard to your spirit or the creative pursuits that you perceive. Maybe your dreams are calling on these golden fishes to take you in a new direction, and maybe you consciously don't quite understand what's going on yet, but your visions are actually bringing you through to a new place. The next message is the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords says that now that you've established all these new directions, the Fool is very promising with the Ten of Swords. This means that your future is not going to be affected by things of the past, because in December you're going to really let things go. You're going to really let things go. You're going to really decompartmentalize everything and not bring any kind of baggage into the present moment. So maybe there'll be a certain degree of creative cathartic expression throughout the whole month, in which you create new things and in works of art, etc., and in which you purge what's going on inside of your heart so that you can move forward in these new directions. Very positive. So you're not going to be haunted by the things of the past. You're just going to let them go. They're not going to be no longer relevant. The new opportunities are going to be so much more positive and auspicious. Here is your next card, the card of celebration. So with the Libra, it might be a fun time. Libras are known to have fun in a fun way and a moderate way, so it never becomes too much fun or a problem. So maybe the Libra is bringing to you some type of good energy, good vibes, so that you can push forward in a new direction. Here is another message. Obedience. So I think that there are certain rules that you have to abide by. This is a bit of a warning, I think, that as you are walking into December, Sagittarius, you need to pay attention to the lay of the land. So maybe the Palace of Wands feels so comfy. It's a warm fire energy, so it's very similar to your energy, but yet it's a new place. So make sure that you know the rules of where you are and how to conduct yourself amid them, and that will lead you to having no problems in that environment. The last angel card for you guys for this year is harmony. And so for you, it's important to maintain harmony, to direct your goals and your work in new directions while letting go of the things that don't work for you. This is Sun in Gemini, by the way. So this is really encouraging you to let go of any kind of tangent ideas or maybe more exploratory ideas at this time. For you, the month looks much more pragmatic. Put your attention to the details, work within the things that you see in front of you, really put tangible manifestation on things, like make art that you can see. Don't get too theoretical, because when you get too theoretical, you'll lose the point anyway and you'll get distracted and frustrated. So this month seems like it's going to be a lot of productivity, a lot of success. Good things are definitely coming in. I wouldn't see this as a mirage or something that's not actually there. I think good things are coming for you. It's just important for you to be prepared to let go of the things when you are required to. When that split-second moment comes, just allow those things to go, and then you'll really understand where the new direction is taking you. Okay? So now we're going to do the love reading. Thank you guys so much for your help and support in 2016. It's really been a really nice year. I've had a lot of requests to play my chimes, so I pulled them out of the box so that you guys can hear them. So I'll just play a little bit. It only takes like a few seconds, so it's also nice for the love reading just to introduce it. Okay, so this month, because everybody's been so awesome, I bought 3 extra decks for specifically a more explicit love reading. I think all my readings are love readings because they all encourage us to be more loving towards one another, towards ourselves, towards the world in general. And I think that they usually mean that, but sometimes I do understand you guys want a more explicit twin flame, soulmate type reading or relationship reading. So I'm willing to do that for you. So I designed this reading. I did look online and I saw similar spreads, but I didn't find one exactly like this one. So I did definitely develop this and put my own interpretations on the cards. I hope that you guys enjoy this spread. I think it's really quite fun. You're actually the 10th sign that I'm reading for. I read the mutable signs last, so I started off with cardinal, then I read the fixed signs, and now I'm working my way through the last 2 mutable signs, so only Pisces left. I also have a couple, so far the readings have been really good. I just did Virgo and I was really excited to see that reading. And so I also have 3 oracle cards that I bought. These are the 3 decks that I purchased to clarify the love reading. I had this one on hand already. This is the John Holland Tarot of the Heart, or Tarot of Love. It's the second deck that he put out. It's really quite lovely. The first deck is called the Oracle of Universal Love, and here is the first message. Healing sounds. So listen to my meditations, listen to singing bowls, listen to nature, and allow that to help you through whatever it is that you are working your way through. Healing is a huge part of your life this month. I think that settling down and working through things. Remember that 10 of Swords, I mean, I did try to put some perspective on it that is constructive. However, it's still the 10 of Swords, so you must be prepared to let things go when it's time to do so. Here is a card from the very popular Doreen Virtue Romance Angels deck. We have Retreat. It's a time to disconnect from the world. So maybe you and your partner are taking some type of retreat, or maybe you are going somewhere and maybe magically you will meet your partner there. Beautiful card. Very beautiful painting. And here are whispers from Ganesha. Ganesha is a Hindu deity who encourages the removal of blocks and success and prosperity. His message to you is a decision. I feel as though you do have a decision on your doorstep, Gemini, Sagittarius, sorry. And I think that you will be going off in some new direction and healing through the decisions that you make throughout the month. This is a relationship reading, meaning it's for you and your intended lover, a love partner, twin flame, soulmate, whatever you want to describe it as. If you do know your partner, then this is the side of the heart that corresponds to them. And this is your side. Now, if you don't know your partner, then they are still having a romantic experience towards you and searching out for you, and it's wherever they may be. So this will give you insight into what they are going through so that you can facilitate the reconnection of your relationship. So here is your first message. So the first message is the Tower. And so the Tower talks about a drastic transformation that is happening around you this month, Sagittarius. The Tower is a very difficult card to explain. Not because it's a challenge for people. Yes, of course but there's been some type of shakeup in your relationship. What you thought was there was not. Conversely, in relationships, the Tower can mean soulmates coming together suddenly, just like magnets being pulled across the room and just together suddenly in a way that makes sense to both of them and that corresponds well. So it's that magnetic force, that draw between one person and another that you may be experiencing at this time. And so the Tower reminds us that it's time to rebuild in new directions. I think that corresponds with the 10 of Swords. Maybe at the end of November, there was an event that happened that has shaken up your relationship. Or maybe you had that love at first sight moment and have brought that person into your life suddenly. So these 2 cards represent what your highest ideals in a relationship are. So let's take a look at the first card. This is what you're looking for in your relationship with your loved one. So the first card is to manifest. You're looking to create something new out of energy, transmutate and bring into reality some truth. The next card is the Two of Wands. This has been coming up a lot. So you want your perspectives opened. You want to learn how to make things happen and magic. You want to connect through tantra or some mutual meditation in order to promote and in order to bring things into fruition. This card really jumps out at me as I say that. It's really telling me that throughout this whole month, even though you have the ambition of, manifestation, etc., you have to do that from a place of healing or a place of health. And so you can't manifest wholly and truthfully if you're impeded. So it's important for you to heal yourself as much as possible. One of the ways through which you can heal yourself is to have an open perspective. And this is what you're looking for in your relationship with your partner. So you're really looking to spread your wings. Spread your wings and have a new perspective. It's a decision that you have to make, a decision that's going to impact you and your partner and everyone else. Maybe this is a time in which you have to retreat. This is a time when you have to get away and reconnect to a source energy or anything that grounds you so that you can really figure out what to do in the next steps of your life. This is the next set of aspects, and here we go. So we have the Master. Now, I didn't explain this clearly. Your partner, whether you know them or not, these are the influences that they are seeking in the relationship. So here we have the Master, which is imposing structure and imposing a certain set of rules or an order in a relationship with you. This person wants control. This person may actually still have some type of health issue, particularly to do with consumption of alcohol or drugs. So make sure that your partner is not sick. It's a very sad circumstance if your partner is experiencing an addiction, a very serious addiction, because that can really affect your mutual relationship. In fact, if that's the case, then maybe this month you are making a decision to support them in going to get recovery. Unfortunately, let me share with you from my experience in working in social work, partnerships are not healthy to maintain through the recovery process. So it might actually mean you have to step away from that partner as they're going through recovery and as they're healing themselves. And this might be a long process, as much as 10 years. So maybe the realization and the shock is that your partner has a substance abuse issue, and it might take 10 years before you can reconnect. However, if you keep on pushing together with them now, it's only going to afflict you. So it's important for you to remember that maybe at this time it's important to recognize your partner's need to heal their addictions and whatever those may be. On the other hand, maybe your partner is being very dogmatic with you, or maybe very heavy-handed. Maybe there is a power distortion issue. Remember, Pluto is in your second house of material wealth. So if you have shared material wealth with a partner, maybe they are being dogmatic with regard to your money, the money that you have earned. And Pluto may be wanting to kind of control the money and suppress you with it. Maybe there's a degree of financial abuse in your relationship. Again, the realization could be coming through. Sagittarius, if that's the situation, I'm so sorry for your experience. And I think that the message here is really trying to heal yourself by approaching music, connecting to music through nature, and maybe even a retreat. Maybe in that case, a retreat alone to your family for the holidays is more appropriate than engaging in that relationship. For others, this is just a partner who really wants to impose structure and order in a relationship. Maybe that person really wants to define what that relationship is. Lots of current relationships are very open-ended, so it's like people don't say they're boyfriend and girlfriend, or they don't say this and that. They're just together, right? And so maybe your partner at this time really needs that definition, and maybe that definition is kind of not what you're about. You're kind of focused on the universe and understanding things, so it's maybe up to you to kind of meet them, at wherever they are. the next thing that your partner wants is destiny. So to heal the star, this is to heal destiny, to overcome things that have hurt you in the past, to be with their soulmate so they're fully present and willing to engage and be there with you. And I think that maybe they're making a decision to be quite serious at this time. This might be a shock for you if your partner's like, yes, let's do this, let's get married, let's get serious. And you're just like, whoa, where did this come from? Like, chill out, bro. You know, that kind of thing. But maybe you yourself are kind of focused on your place in the universe. Having said that, these are ideals for relationships. And so maybe at this time, it's appropriate for you to make that decision to come together. But definitely there'll have to be some type of removal from the current situation. Remove yourself from the situation in some way, and kind of separate yourself so that maybe with your partner from your environment to figure things out before you move forward and take the next step. And here's the next step that you are going to take individually towards your relationship. You're going to be working heavily through the sacral chakra. The sacral chakra represents your sex organs. And so this is a heavy sexually oriented chakra, also to do with sexual drive, the libido, the things that you are trying to achieve. The only planet in your chart right now that is coinciding really deeply with sexuality is Uranus. Uranus will go direct on the 29th of December in your 5th house of passion and romantic relationships. But I feel as though maybe you're having some type of sexual drive towards your partner. You're feeling really motivated to respond. I mean, it must be very enticing to have your partner say, yes, let's get married. Yes, I want you here and now. And you're like, well, yes, I'm here for you. You know, that sexual component gets really activated and it responds to your soulmate, suggesting that. Having said that, even though you're having a sexual response to your lover's advances, maybe it's not exactly what your mind is really on, or what you're looking for. And maybe there's some other things that you have to think through before you make that next decision. So make sure that you are taking the appropriate time to address questions and issues as your partner presents them. Here is what your partner's going to do next. So here we have balance. This is a really welcome card because so far these two cards were kind of over the top. This is very auspicious, but the master could be like, well, like, is he building a dungeon or is she building a dungeon or something for you? Like, I don't even know. But here we have the balance card, which is the card of Sagittarius. So this is your card. So they're going to figure out how you need things done. So I think even though it starts off with this like super like drastic tower card, I think that things will become much more chill and balanced and slow and copacetic. And I think that your partner will, given the time, try to adjust their expectations, retreat, calm down on their ambitions, calm down on their intensity of what they want in a relationship with you. So I think that the pressure on the relationship could be eased. If you have an opportunity to go see some type of concert or music event, then maybe this will be the kind of breaking ground kind of thing that you can do in order to come together. These two cards correspond with advice that the cards are giving you to bring you together to the outcome card in December. So let's take a look at the first piece of advice. So you have the Ace of, I think this is discs. These colors always confuse me. Strengthening bonds, the Ace of Discs. So I think you keep going in this sexual way, in some sexual way this month, Sagittarius, and feel like the push towards connection or physicality. Maybe you channel your sacral energy because you sense your partner's like off on a tangent. So maybe you're actually doing some type of project and focusing your sexual drive on a tangible outcome, and you're being quite productive. Whatever it is, you're putting seeds into the soil and building something new from the shakeup that's happened at the beginning of the month. There's definitely a part of healing to do with this, the sounds of the universe, etc. But also there's this decision to use your drives in order to be productive, and I think that that's a hugely successful thing for you this month. Here is the next message. So we have the Two of Swords. So what are you not willing to see? What are you still turning a blind eye to? There's a dawn of a new beginning, and it's time for you to turn around and look. And I think it's up to you. So now everything's kind of getting topsy-turvy. Now it's looking like you, Sagittarius, are the one who has blinders on, and your partner is reaching out to you. They're saying, you're my soulmate. I want you. I want a relationship with you. I want us to blend and connect and be as one. And you're just like what are you saying? Like, I don't know if I'm ready for this yet. I'm a child of the universe. I want to explore the universe with my magic powers. I don't know if this decision's for me. So now you're being the sketch bag, and they're being kind of intense and wonderful and on point. So I think that you have to sort of in some way allow your heart to heal as quickly as possible from this shakeup. And I mean, whenever you have a shakeup in a relationship, be it whether you're together or not, then whenever you have a shakeup in a relationship, whether you are in a relationship or not, it's going to naturally produce some instability. So you just have to kind of take some time out, and allow that to heal, allow that to come together in a healthful way again. So if you don't know your partner, then that partner, you feel that pang, like you're going through all this stuff, you feel suddenly horny, and then you are like, okay, I'm gonna make some things because I'm not dating anyone. So you start making things, and you kind of put your blinders on to the possibilities as how your soulmate is reaching out to you. So you kind of, when you are alone, if you are alone without your partner, you need to start listening. This is a reminder to start listening and looking around again, because you could be missing the messages that your partner is sending to you. These are all trump cards that they're working through. Those are big archetype energies. So you need to really be on point with that, Sagittarius. Here is some advice for your partner. Now, I include this so that you understand how to support them in the journey in December in reaching your togetherness. So let's take a look at the first card. Whoops, sorry. So we have the Detached card, which is justice, bringing balance into situations, another trump. So your partner's like all trumps. They're like a go. They're like ready to go. They're making the journey. They're coming through. Justice is bringing fairness and equity into your life and bringing fairness and equity into the relationships. It's funny when cards actually are looking in a specific direction, so I'll lift it up and show you. But the Justice card, she's just looking like, silly man, silly man, I'm here. I'm releasing the dove of peace towards you, and you're looking down, gazing at your navel, looking at your belly button, and not looking at the world around. Sorry. So she's like staring straight at him, and he's just like bummed out and like, I'm just gonna make my stuff, and like he's not focused on whatever, on the possibilities. Sorry about the oh, there we go, the focus. So she's looking straight at him, and he's not looking. He's still trying to figure out the decision. And I have a sense that for you, Sagittarius, your partner has made a drastic turnaround suddenly, and you're just caught off guard, and that's the point. But there is going to be like an emissary. There's going to be like an olive branch extended. There's going to be some type of effort made towards you to reconnect and improve the circumstance. If you feel at the beginning of the month like your relationship is over, very likely by the middle or the end of the month, the relationship improves. So here we go. This is the second piece of advice for your partner. So we have, is this the Three of Discs, reach out? I get so confused with these suits. But reaching out, the Three of Wands, Two of Wands, Ace of Discs. Reaching out, I guess, I think that this coincides. Let's just read this card literally. I haven't read these cards in a while, and this card hasn't come up. But we have, detachment, but yet in order to maintain balance and attain fairness and balance in your relationship. And then there's the element of reaching out. So what you can do to support this energy is become the vessel and become, the receptacle, so that if your partner finally makes their mind up and figures their things out and is in some way trying to reconnect with you, stop looking away. You have to look up and reach out to them back. And the faster that you authentically and holistically can make that decision, the faster that you can fix your relationship and move on with more important things. Not that the relationship's not more important, but we spend so much time dilly-dallying with relationships, and it's such a waste of time. And so it's better just to get on with it. If you know that's your soulmate, if you know that's your partner, why are you putting them on hold just because you're cross with them or something like that? The outcome card for both of you at the end of December is the 5 of Cups. So this is change your focus. And I think that this, more than anything else, applies to you, Sagittarius. I think that you've been shaken up, and I've seen Sagittarians do this before, like my friends and stuff, that they're very flexible. You guys are very flexible, agreeable, and understanding. But if something really breaks that level of flexibility, then you can actually feel very put off by that, and it could take a lot of time for you to authentically remuster yourself, to orient yourself in a positive direction towards your partner. That's why some type of vacation or break, be it through listening to music and listening to the world, or maybe retreating away and disconnecting from the world in order to build a bond with, rebuild a bond in a new environment. Maybe this will be what you need. But at the end of the month, the priority for you is to really change the way that you are looking at the relationship and change your focus on what you need and want. By changing your focus, you are realigning yourself to your expectations about what you ultimately would best benefit from in the relationship. So I think that, yes, the intention is here. The intention to rejoin, reconnect is definitely in the cards, but there's also this lack of communication that kind of predominates through the whole month. There's a lot of like, I'm here right now. Why aren't they receptive? And you're kind of like, I'm figuring this out. I'm out on my own. I have all these new beginnings. Look, 1, 2, 2, 1, 2. So you have all these new beginnings, and all these like confusing 3 2s, by the way, signify a lie. So there's like a feeling of deception, a feeling of confusion about things from your side of things, and you can't really change that easily, Sagittarius. So what you have to do is build bonds on how you are focusing on things, and if this is truly your soulmate, building bridges of communication so that you can overcome and rebuild. That's the tempo of the whole month. So rebuild, restructure, move forward, and then you can really manifest in new directions, and those things are going to be available for you to do. And that transformation can be the exaltation of your relationship. The tower actually represents moving from a worse state or position to a better one. So it's like suddenly you're letting the shit stuff go in order to embrace a positive outcome. So Sagittarius, I'm not scolding you in any way. I do think that you are warranted in your feelings, but I do think that embrace a trip or a getaway with your partner if you can, if it's the appropriate situation, and try to muster yourself and figure out in your Sagittarius mind how you can bring things back to center and how you can be most flexible. Also support your partner in their efforts to reach out, because they're going really out on a limb and they could also feel very vulnerable. So you want to make sure that you are supporting them in the things that they are trying to do for the relationship and for you. So don't brush them off, don't push them away, because it's not going to be productive for your togetherness and your life together. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you liked this video. Happy holidays, happy Christmas, happy New Year, Merry Christmas, happy New Year. Please give me a thumbs up for this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. Thank you guys for a wonderful 2016, and I look forward to seeing you in 2017. Take care. Bye.